Hi, PowerShell community, and welcome our guest today, Adam Driscoll from the United States. He is a Cloud and Datacenter MVP since 2013, and of course, the founder of Ironman Software. Thank you very much for your time. He's one of the 40 plus speakers of the upcoming PowerShell conference in Europe, which takes place in the beautiful country of Austria this June. Adam, thank you very much. Would you please introduce yourself a little bit to the community so we get a better idea of who you are and what you do?
Sure. So, I'm Adam Driscoll. I'm currently located kind of in the Western United States, up in Idaho. I run my own software company called Ironman Software, and we focus primarily on PowerShell tools. So, historically, we've been, PowerShell tools for Visual Studio and PowerShell Universal and Universal Dashboard. So that's kind of what we're working on, and so it's been really exciting to kind of grow that company. I spend a lot of time outside. You might see me posting a lot of pictures of skiing and looking at mines. So that's kind of what I enjoy doing around these parts. And I'm really excited to come to Austria. I've never actually been to Austria. I did spend about a year in Switzerland while my wife was actually studying out there. So I've had a little time in Europe, but never in Austria.
So with the introduction, you already covered the half of my questions I want to ask you. But let's go ahead. So let's talk about these sessions at the PS conference.
Sure.
I saw you have two sessions at the schedule. So one is automating your desktop with PowerShell Universal, and deep dive into PowerShell Universal Dashboard. So would you please explain a little bit about your sessions and why should we or the attendees, the community, attend and see your session?
Sure. So I'll start with automating your desktop with PowerShell Universal. So I think 2 versions ago, we actually released a version of PowerShell Universal that actually can run as a desktop application. So it uses pretty much a web view to host the admin console and runs as your user. So that means you can take advantage of a lot of the scripting techniques to automate your desktop, like setting shortcuts and creating custom protocol handlers and hotkey support, that kind of thing. So we're going to be kind of putting some of that stuff that we have in another product directly into PowerShell Universal, and then you'll be able to run that as your desktop, and you'll be able to kick off scripts and create UIs and all that stuff just directly on your desktop. So historically, PowerShell Universal has been kind of a server solution, so that's typically what people use it for, but it's also a pretty cool desktop solution. So so I want to show that off, and what's kind of cool about it is a lot of that stuff you don't even need a license for. So you'll be able to, everything I'll show is just free to use.
Okay.
So, yep. And then the Universal Dashboard talk is going to really dive into the PowerShell Universal Dashboard v3 framework that's included with PowerShell Universal. So if you're not familiar with Universal Dashboard, it's a tool for building web GUIs with PowerShell, and you can build really, really robust tools. So we take advantage of WebSockets and that kind of thing, so you can have really interactive experiences for your users, and you can just customize it, like crazy. So people are building all kinds of cool stuff with Universal Dashboard. So I want to show off kind of the guts and build some really cool UIs during that talk. So if you're interested in Universal Dashboard, definitely show up for that.
Okay, great. So everyone go to Adam's sessions. What I've seen on LinkedIn, you're in dev job since more than 15 years right now. So what was the most important job or company beside, of course, the current one, which have the most impact, where you learned the most, whatever? So what was the most memorable point in your career?
Sure. What really, really got me kind of on the fast track in my career was I created Power GUI VSX, which was kind of the first PowerShell tools for Visual Studio. And Power GUI was made by Quest Software, and I was a developer for Quest, and I wasn't even on the Power GUI team at the time. It was kind of funny. And I hooked up with the guys that were running Power GUI and that kind of thing, and then they got me in touch with the guys at Microsoft. And then a couple years later, I was actually working with a team at Microsoft to build PowerShell tools for Visual Studio, kind of take it to the next level. And that was really what got it going, because we had PowerShell tools for Visual Studio used to be actually included in Visual Studio, I think in Visual Studio like 2015 or something like that. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, so that was the foundation of your career to also founded your own company and so on.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So you already told us you've never been in Austria, so that would be one of my questions, but you have been in Switzerland. But what is typical for you if you think about Austria? What comes in your mind?
I'm thinking about the Alps and the mountains and that kind of thing,
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So will you stay longer than just for the conference, or you do some holiday or sightseeing in Austria or Europe?
Yep. So we had this plan last time PSCONF EU was happening to do a bike tour. So we're actually going to be biking in the Dolomites. So we're going to take a plane from Austria down to Italy, and it's one of my wife's big things, bucket list items. So yeah. So we'll be out there for a couple weeks.
Okay, so after the conference, head over to Italy and do a bike tour.
Yep.
Wow, sounds cool.
Yeah.
So as we said, you're 15 years in dev, and what are you doing in your spare time? We already heard skiing and bike touring, so you do a lot of sports. But what else are you doing in your spare time besides all your dev and your own company? What are you doing to relax?
Well, let's see. I do I pick up hobbies and drop them every 2 months. So recently I got into kind of sketching superheroes and stuff like that. Like inking them, that kind of thing. Do that at night, just kind of get off the computer. My wife has gotten me into cooking recently. So I actually baked a chocolate cheesecake for Valentine's Day yesterday. So that was pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, something I never thought I would do.
Okay.
And then I spend a lot of time with my dog, so we go on lots of walks and that kind of thing. So he's our one kid.
You will bring some of your cake to Austria?
Maybe we'll see if we can make the flight over there.
Okay, sounds good. So we are at the last question for today. So what is your favorite PowerShell commandlet and your favorite PowerShell module?
Ooh, wow, favorite PowerShell commandlet and module. I really liked a lot of the security modules. I spent some time in the security space, and I always found that really, really interesting. So I think that I really liked PowerSploit, and there is a commandlet for invoking compiled C# code that doesn't actually use add type, so it never touches the disk. It just builds the whole thing in memory. I can't think of the name right now, but I just thought that was such a novel way of kind of working around security tools. So yeah, I think that.
What was the name of the module? PowerSploit?
Yeah, PowerSploit. Yeah.
Okay, PowerSploit. Okay, never heard, but I need to try it.
Yeah,
Adam, thank you very much for your time. Any last words to the community?
Nope. I'm just really excited to see everybody, and this is gonna be my first conference in person in a long time, and I'm excited to come out to Austria. And I love seeing the faces of all the people I talk to online. So it'll be really fun.
Okay, thank you very much again, and really looking forward to meet you in June. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.